Hey everyone, my name is Patrick France, senior instructor here at VectorVest. Been with VectorVest for about 10 years now. Um, I've started off in support, started trading when I was 4 years old, and currently working for our mobile platform, teaching people every single week on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern over on our Facebook page how to utilize the stock advisory app, new tips and tricks, how to trade. So if you're not familiar with that already, make sure to head on over there tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern as we go live and do another session here with that. Also, as Glenn was saying earlier, he gave you guys a challenge of inviting one other friend to join us on that Trending Thursdays. I'm going to give you guys the same challenge. Head over to our Facebook page, tell your friends to join us, and get one extra friend to join us every single week. We're continuing to grow that community. It's been great. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to head over to the Facebook page, like the page, and turn on notifications because we're almost there to our goal, 30,000 followers, and then onward and upward from there. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So my two stocks here today are going to be MUR and XROF. Obviously, love XROF. It's been a hot stock at least twice in the last 3 or 4 months of last year. And, it's taken a little bit of a breather, but I see some good signs that I liked here, which is why I brought it up for today. So if I go ahead, just highlight these, and there we go. We'll start off with Murphy Oil. As you guys can see, it's not great fundamentally because oil's been going down over the last 4 years. So therefore, the RV, RS are going to be below 1, telling us that it has poor long-term potential and it does have additional risk associated with it. But we all know money goes where money grows. And right now with the RT of 1.89, it tells us it's in a really strong short-term uptrend. And I think we could see oil continuing to go up, for the foreseeable future, at least for this year. My second one is going to be XROF. Once again, more of a speculative play, poor RV, poor RS, but high RT, strong momentum, and the company has a lot of potential to become a pretty big stock over the next year and even over the next 4, 5, 6, 10 years as we start to go more into clean energy and electric vehicles, electric motors, that type of field. So let's go ahead and we'll graph these real quick and just change my layout here. Let's see, there we go. And I know Glenn was saying 1 year. I'm going to focus more on a 3-month so that way we can see it a little bit better here. And I'm going to zoom in to XROF, our very first one. So as we all know, XROF has been going up really well throughout the course of last year. This year, ever since about November coming in December, XROF has been kind of dormant, where we've seen a slight sell-off, pullback, just some sideways action for a while. Well, the reason why I wanted to add it to my stocks this year for today is because not only is it hard to find a stock that is oversold, that has great potential, that fits in these kind of fields, but we also noticed that we're potentially hitting a higher low here today when compared to a week ago. So this could be a great early opportunity here. At the bottom, we have DPO also hitting a higher low, confirming what we're seeing with that price action. And then below there, the stochastics is in the oversold territory, but slowly starting to creep out of there. So what I'm really looking for is, follow through for tomorrow. Also, stochastics crossing above that level of 20, telling us that, this sideways trend may be starting to dissipate. We may be seeing a higher low, which leads to higher highs. For an entry point, if we get follow through tomorrow, that could be a great entry point. Or if you're a little bit more conservative, you want to wait for more consistency, obviously, you could wait for, a breakout of these highs here. Let's go ahead, horizontal line. So we have a level of resistance right around 3, can't really tell what that is, but 390, 395, somewhere in that zone. So if we can see that break, get to that $4 marker, the sky's the limit from there. I could see a big run coming after that as well. So, one of the things that was the hardest about today's objective of finding stocks for 2021 is when I was going through this, I found so many stocks that, look good, had potential, but really just didn't seem like right now is the best time to get into them. There's a lot of stocks that are overbought, which made this challenge today even harder. And I like the fact that Exroff is in that clean energy kind of field, and also oversold, looking like it has potential to, catch up or start to rally from here. So Clayton or Glenn, one of you guys care to chime in?
Yeah, I'll go ahead, Patrick. Actually, I did a video on Exro Tech. I think it's been several weeks now. It might have been a month or two, maybe 2 months ago. Probably sometime around that time we saw that first pop, maybe shortly before, shortly after. But I believe that this is going to be, and this could be, an awesome company in the electric vehicle space. And I believe they're out of Canada, and that's why they've got a little bit longer ticker symbol there. So I believe they're originally listed in Canada. But yeah, I'm completely on board with you. And I do notice the exact same level of resistance that you're showing on there. And like you were saying, this could be an excellent opportunity to get in slightly early. So if you're a trader and you're in to get in for those profits, if we do have that follow through tomorrow and we see some more upside, like Patrick said, this could be an excellent opportunity to get in a little early. But if you're a conservative investor and you want to wait for that upside confirmation just a little bit more, when it does break that resistance level, I think he said it was somewhere around $3.90, $3.95, somewhere around there. I mean, once it breaks through that, it's most likely going to shoot even higher, as there's no resistance for it to worry about pulling back on, and we can actually see where the bulls want to take it. So if you're a prudent investor, if you're a conservative investor, maybe I would wait until we get to that level of resistance up there. But if you're in it for the trade and it looks like this is setting us up for a pretty decent trade here, I think that we could get in as early as tomorrow if we were, to see that confirmation and see that follow through.
I was one of the people in the office that actually owned Exroff. I was up as high as like 92%, and I took my wins off the table at about 60%. And I'm waiting for a good opportunity. This is an industry disruptor. Steve Chappell has said that on more than one occasion, that this is an industry disruptor in that they are really working on the electric motor as a whole. And with all of these electric vehicles coming out, this is going to be a stock. I'm with Patrick. This is going to be a stock that's going to look. You're going to look back a couple of years from now and go, "Holy smokes! It was only $3.22." Yeah. All right, so this is definitely. I'm with Patrick, and I like the idea. If you want to get into it quick, if you got follow through tomorrow, do that, or wait until you break out of the high. That's a beautiful high. It's a beautiful level of resistance. Touch, zone, touch, zone, touch. Pretty much. That's a beautiful level, sitting at $3.91, and I love it. And I think Clayton's right. If it breaks above that, it's going to go to the moon, Alice, to the moon. All right, so good pick, job, Patrick.
All right, and so for our next one, let's see what we got. So Murphy Oil. What I was looking for with this one was specifically looking a little bit more of a speculative play, something that hasn't been talked about a lot. I've talked about it a little bit in our jockey club, but oil just in general. With after the elections, I'm not trying to get into a whole political discussion, but facts are facts that they've already stated multiple times they want to minimize U.S. oil production, start to focus more on the clean energy aspect. Well, one of the reasons why oil prices have been so low over the last 4 years is because of the U.S. manufacturing, U.S. production of oil So if that starts slowing down, that's going to give, other other oil countries, more pricing ability, and we could definitely see them push the price of oil higher. So I think, getting in early on an oil play is not a bad place to be. With the current or the new administration coming in, specifically stating they want to minimize U.S. production, that's definitely going to boost the price of oil, which is going to help, get these oil companies back, and get, some of the profits back in their pockets. Oil's been a great play for a long time. And even without the whole, political aspect of it, oil is still needed for plastics and other materials that we use on a daily basis. I did like Murphy a little more, because not only did it have one of the highest RTs out of the top petroleum industry, but it also had almost a cup and handle kind of look to it, where let me use my freehand line here to demonstrate it. You had the cup forming right here, then you had the handle forming right here, and breaking out now above that previous high. It's not the perfect cup and handle, but it's pretty darn close. So not only do we have a very popular common technical pattern from this, but, getting into a little bit of the speculative play, I see oil prices continuing to go up. We're just now starting to see it at the pumps. And yeah, I don't see oil prices slowing down for the foreseeable future.
Go ahead, Clayton.
Well, I have to say, I don't know too much about a cup and handle chart pattern, Patrick, but I do like that. Very, very nice cup you drew on there.
Thank you.
And oh, absolutely, man. But it's almost exactly, we can see that level of resistance there up too. It's like we're starting to bounce off of it a little bit. I think you got a horizontal line there. I don't know exactly what the price is, maybe around $15. But yeah, once we do break above that, we can continue to hit higher highs and grow from there. I'm not completely sold on the oil industry and on petroleum, but you do make a lot of excellent points. If we do decide to slow down our production, that does give a lot of leverage to other countries. And if we lessen supply, obviously, if demand stays the same, then the price is going to go up, right? So you do make a lot of excellent points. And looking at this from a trader's point, like you did say, this would be a speculative stock to get into. Yeah, absolutely. I don't see why we couldn't make this a play for 2021.
All right, I'm going to address all of my Trending Thursday people in the room. Well, how much of delay we have? None? Good. How many people, what have I said on Trending Thursday? What moves oil? Type it in the room. What moves oil? Everybody who's been watching me on Trending Thursday knows the answer to this, because I talk about oil and been talking about oil a minute. Demand. Now, if we pull off, and I'm going to use Patrick's analogy, if what moves oil is tankers, that's true. I'm going to use what Patrick said. If we start to get to the point where we reduce the production of oil, what will that create? Demand. All right, and demand will be what makes the oil move higher. I like the cup and handle. I'm like Clayton. I can't read that. He just drew it. It looks like stick figures on the graph, but I think that shows the cup and handle, I guess, as well as anything. And if we do cut back on production, then we won't have as much supply. And then when we do need oil, it will create a demand. And so I am right with that. Patrick is saying that it's going to move up higher. If what he's saying is correct with the lower production, it will create demand and oil will move. So we've talked about it on many times in Trending Thursday, because people are telling me, oh, it's the right time to buy oil. That's all I look at. I look at the screen and just do that. But it might be getting closer now with the change of administrations. That could be happening. So there you go. Good pick. I still like that pick.
Well, also it's to point out, if anybody's from our jockey club, I've been, saying oil's been a good opportunity to buy since the beginning of November. Look what it's done since the beginning of November. It's definitely been on a nice steady run here. So, there's a lot of motivation. You're right. It does come down to supply demand. I focused on one area that could definitely have a big impact on supply demand. But there's a lot of different factors that, all seem to end with the same conclusion that demand is going to be higher over the next year.
I got you. Yep.
And that could definitely, increase the price here.